Hello guys, this is Omar Munoz with Team Sinister Gaming. Today I have for you guys my branded Despia list that I will be playing for the coming format. Um, and yeah, let's get started. So I am playing Triple Fallen of Albaz. I feel like you need to play this card at 3, just because we have people playing Runic. And if they end up banishing 2 of your Albazes, you might want to have a third one to ensure that your branded fusion will be legal and resolved. 3 Oliver, best card in the deck, gets you to Branded Fusion and Branded in red. Double Tragedy and 1 Comedy. So I'm playing Comedy as another dark utility card in a sense. If I Foolish Burial my Tragedy to get to Oliver, I want to have another good dark target that I could send off for my Branded Fusion that will benefit me. In this case, I opted to play Comedy. Comedy will not only ensure that my Oliver will not get negated on summon, it will protect my Lubellion and Albion from Imperm, Valor, just ensuring that those cards resolve. For the one-offs, I am playing 1 Mercurier, a Adlib, Dramaturge, and Albion. I've seen a lot of people cutting this card out. I still think this card is really good, especially right now with Dark Ruler no more in the format. If your opponent Dark Rulers you, they shut down your Mirror Jade. Yeah, you might have Branded in red set, but this still gives you some sort of interaction or interruption on your opponent outside of your Mirror Jade. And since people are cutting it, I think a lot of people are not respecting it or expecting it. And yeah, this card shut down a lot of my opponent's plays. It hit a lot of Chi-Chis, Rhino Hearts, even against Plunder, you can hit their first normal summon. Yeah, this card is just really good. And then the last 2 monsters were 2 Edgem Chain. This card is really good with your Lubellion or Branded Opening. Being able to search right for Patchwork and getting you into an extra body for fusion summoning and poly. It's really good. I have been contemplating a third one, but as of right now, Edgem Chain at 2 has been perfect. And then Triple Branded Fusion. This is the best card in your deck. You want to ensure that this card will resolve. And I'll go into a little more in detail. With Snow getting banned, we do have to play another light target. For right now, I have been testing Scythe. I will say that the Scythe has been pretty mediocre to say the least. But I will show you guys 2 other cards that are possible or kind of optimal to play as your light targets. And yeah, Triple Branded Opening. This card protects your fusions and gets into Oliver. Triggers your Edgem Chain and your Tragedy. So being able to summon the Oliver and adding Adlib is pretty good. And then 2 Branded in red. This is another card that I've been contemplating on playing at 3, but 2 has been fine for me. You can still set this off of your Tragedy if needed in those kind of really grindy games. And then Call By and Foolish. Call By is just insane, really broken, ensuring that your Branded Fusion resolves. Foolish Burial is just another way of getting to Oliver. I just dump Tragedy, search my Oliver, or if I already used my Tragedy, I can dump my Comedy just to make sure that my Lubellion or Albion will not get Impermed or Valored. And then for draw power, I did play Triple Allure. Right now with Joel and Lockbird not being played in the format, Allure is just free. Free card advantage. Vanishing your tragedy. Once again, inserting Oliver while drawing 2 is really good. With the return of Ben 10 to 3, I do expect Drytron to be more represented right now. And with that, I do see the possibility of Joel and Lockbird coming back in the format. So depending on that, I might contemplate on playing Prosperity or even Desires. I haven't fiddled with those cards enough to make a definitive decision, but for now I think Allure is fine. Double Patchwork and then double Poly. Patchwork gets you into your Edgem Chain, and Poly, nothing really much to say about that. And then for the board breakers, I was playing triple Dark Ruler. No more. Triple Droplet, and then triple Super Poly. These cards are just there for breaking boards. Super Poly against Sprite. You just Super Poly away their Elf and Red or Carrot. Make your Garura. Or for those people that don't respect Super Poly and tend to summon Dupe Frog off of their Totally Awesome, you could just Super Poly them in the battle phase, sending away the Dupe Frog and the Toad, and summoning Garura in attack, swing over the Elf, and you pretty much just broke their board out, unless they have Smashers. But outside of that, Super Poly has just been insane. I'm very glad that this card did not get hit in the list. I think this card is just needed right now with all these kind of 4 or 5 interrupt boards that people are setting up. Droplets there for Sprite, Tyralements with the Punk Danger build. Just being able to push through the Baron, Elf, Draco Stapelia board. It's just very needed for this deck. I feel that board breakers right now are just a lot better than hand traps, especially in this deck. And then Branded Vanishment. I'm playing this card just for the Tyralemon matchup. It's really good being able to summon your monster and then not even having to use it for fusion summoning. And against here, you just use their Kikalos or their Meru, Hiveness, whatever they might have on board. You just fuse it away, banish it, and summon your Draco Stapelia. And then I was playing Expulsion and Scythe. Now, this has been really underperforming for me. There's just been a lot of instances where I feel that me sending Tragedy or Comedy has just been a lot better than trying to Scythe lock my opponent. But there's these 2 cards that we could possibly run this format. Raw's Disciple is just played because you can special summon it onto your opponent's side of the board, and you are locking them out of being able to special summon, which is pretty good. It's a lot more harsh on your opponent than the Scythe, depending on the deck. I mean, against Tyralemon, they could just summon maybe a Bigfoot, which is a 3k beater, and it's going to force a lot of your interactions. Ecclesia is there as a other light target that can recur itself during the end phase. And it just grants you card advantage, being able to just come back every turn, back to your hand. I don't see any other applications outside of itself tributing and getting you into Albaz. Out of these 3 right now, this one seemed the most promising, to say the least. But I haven't tested enough to make a good decision on that one. And then for the extra deck, I am playing Triple Albion. This is the best target to send off of your Mirror Jade. and your monster you will be summoning when you use a light target. Double Lubellion. I do see a lot of people playing one. For me, the second copy has been coming up a lot, so I'm kind of glad on that decision. Double Mara Jade. This card is your boss monster. Nukes your opponent's board if they end up getting it off the field. And a non-target vanish that gets you follow-up is just too broken to not be playing. Then the Brigand. I am playing this to search my Mercurial on F-Face. This is there just in case I already opened my Branded in red. I want to be able to search something else on end phase. So sending Brigand and adding Mercurial as another interruption is pretty good. Then the Double Masquerade. The Masquerades are just cards just cracked. Summoning Double Masquerade on your opponent and having them pay 1200 life points because they want to play the game, you know, is too good to pass up. And the fact that it's a 2500 beater that will come back from the graveyard, just put pressure and damage on board. It's really good. The Coritis, right now with Super Poly in the main deck, Coritis is just there as a follow-up option. You will most likely end on Coritis and your Mara Jade. So you want to be able to somewhat protect your board in a sense. If they were to Super Poly your Coritis and Mara Jade, Coritis will at least be able to summon a Albaz, and you will Super Poly them back, getting you into another Mara Jade. So it's pretty good. Also, this being able to turn everything to 0 against Sprite is also really good. It just forces the Toad or the red, or not red, carrot. And once again, if they get rid of it, go into Albaz, and that's going to force another interruption on your opponent. So yeah, Coritis has just been really, really good. And then I'm playing one Chimera, Garura, Mud Dragon, and Dragos Despia. The second Chimera never came up, but if there is an instance where you do need a second Chimera, you could just shuffle this back with Lubellion. This card I've been summoning so much, as I said earlier with Super Poly, just breaking boards. Mud Dragon has not really come up a lot. I do still have it there just in case I can Super Poly someone into this and then making it dark, so to ensure that my Aluber will not get impermed or Veiler. And Dragos Despia is there as another interaction or interruption on your opponent. It's a target for my branded management. Against Tyrallaman, you can summon this fusing away their Kikalos and whatever dark monster they might have on board. Also, people tend to forget that this card, even though it leaves the field, your monster is still a level 1 because it has a Predator counter on it. Yeah, its effect's not negated, but that does come up a lot. I've had multiple instances where I just hit the Moyi and they'll summon Long Yuan and token, and then they'll try to go into maybe a Chijiao or something, and they just can't do that. So they would have to go into Baron or Chang'Ying if the Long Yuan stays on board, which will most likely not. So they would have to go into a level 5 Synchro if that's the case. That's just one of the examples. As for the side deck, I feel like the side deck is just more player based, or based on the player. So I don't have a side deck for you guys, but I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I will see you guys in the next one.